You think you're making smart financial decisions, but you're not. Every single day, without even noticing, your brain is quietly pushing you toward being broke. Not because you're lazy, not because you don't work hard, but because your mind is wired to make decisions that feel good now and hurt you later. And the most dangerous part is, it feels normal. It feels like you're in control, like you know what you're doing, but you're not. You're just repeating patterns over and over again. Patterns you never stop to question. Most people believe they have a money problem. They think, if I just made more money, everything would be different. But that's not true, because there are people making twice as much as you and still living paycheck to paycheck, still stressed, still overwhelmed, still stuck. Why? Because more money doesn't fix bad behavior. It only amplifies it. If your habits are broken, more income just makes the problem bigger. Your financial life is not controlled by how much you make. It's controlled by how you behave. And most of your behavior is automatic. You don't think about it. You just do it. Like spending money to feel better. You had a bad day, you're stressed, you're tired, and suddenly buying something feels like relief. Just this once, you tell yourself, I deserve this. And in that moment, it feels completely justified. But that moment passes, and the pattern stays. Then there's avoidance. You avoid checking your bank account. You avoid looking at your expenses. You avoid effacing the numbers. Because deep down, you already know something is wrong. But instead of facing it, you delay it. You ignore it. You distract yourself. And while you're avoiding it, the problem grows quietly, without warning. Then comes comparison, one of the most powerful traps your brain creates. You see other people online, traveling, buying things, living a life that looks better than yours. And without realizing it, you start measuring yourself against them. You feel behind. You feel like you're missing out. And suddenly, you're making decisions not based on your reality, but based on someone else's highlight reel. And this is how your brain traps you. It convinces you that these decisions are small, harmless, normal, but they're not. They are patterns, and patterns shape your future. You don't become broke overnight. You become broke through hundreds of small decisions that feel insignificant in the moment. That late night purchase, that ignored bill, that impulsive decision, they seem small, but they add up slowly, quietly, relentlessly, until one day you look around and realize nothing changed. You're still stuck, still repeating the same cycle. The truth is, your biggest financial enemy is not your job, not the economy, not your salary. It's your behavior. And your behavior comes from your mind. If you don't change the way you think, you will never change the way you act. And if your actions don't change, your results won't either. It doesn't matter how much money you make, you will always return to the same patterns, the same habits, the same results. But the moment you become aware, everything starts to shift. Not instantly, not magically, but consistently. Because awareness breaks the automatic cycle. It forces you to see what you were ignoring. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. And that's where change begins. Not with money, but with behavior. Not with effort, but with awareness. Because once you understand that your brain is not always trying to help you, you can finally start making decisions that actually move you forward. And that's when everything changes.